Okay, the time is now. I'm in my hotel room in New York City, and I've been making skincare videos while I've been away from home. And where do I start? So I made you guys the skincare video when I was in London, and I got a big response asking specifically about LED light therapy. Sorry, my lips feel dry. I need to have some Vaseline on my lips so I can talk better. So I originally kind of introduced it to you guys when I was in London. Also talking about this Tri-Light here, which is a handheld device from Skin Inc. But I said that I had more to share, and a lot of you wanted to know what was up. So now's the time. This is a lot of information, and so I actually have notes and also my phone because I want to make sure that I'm referencing things correctly. So if you guys have watched me for a while, you may have noticed that my skin has improved a lot, and it's because I've been using LED light therapy. I feel like I'm like admitting something, like I've been doing something wrong. I've been doing something amazing, but I really wanted to study it and use it a long time before I said anything, because it's not an inexpensive product. It's an investment, and there was part of me that felt, I guess, kind of like guilty about it, but I don't know why I should feel guilty. Because I chose to buy an LED light machine for my house, and I guess I was just feeling guilty because it's not cheap. It's expensive, but I work in beauty. It's my passion, and it's just something that when I have great skin, it makes me feel so confident, and that's all reason for me to want to invest in it. So just know that in sharing this information with you, it's not me saying like, oh, you have to do this and blah, 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 because I know that that's not realistic for a lot of people, and it wasn't realistic for me even 2 years ago. I mean, I still, even this year when I bought it, I was like, am I really doing this? But at least now that I've done it and I've seen such a big improvement, I am like a walking billboard for LED because I'm so obsessed with it. And it's just incredible how life-changing it can be with skin. So just know that. And also, yeah, I guess that's it. So for example, right now, while I'm talking to you guys, I have absolutely no makeup on. This is my skin. I do have on this illuminating moisturizer from Tata Harper, which is definitely giving me a nice glow. And I added in a pump of this Cellular Rose brightening CC serum from by Terry. So that's what's on my skin right now, but no foundation, nothing. This is just what the current state of my skin is. So I'm going to talk about two different LED options because I've used both and I feel really strongly about both. And again, this is just information, and it might be something that you are really interested in and you may save up for it or whatever. That's on you, not on me. I'm just here to share the information. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is a company out of Los Angeles called biophotos.com. So how I got started on all of this, I know I've talked about my amazing esthetician. Her name is Lynn. She's in Westwood, and I'll leave all of her information as well. But she is like the skin guru. She studies skincare every day. She's on every forum. She lives, eats, breathes skin. So I see her basically every 4 weeks, and I was dealing with a lot of acne and breakouts. And the other problem I was having is once we would get my breakouts clear, I would hold on to redness for months after the blemish was already gone. And it was just really frustrating for me, especially with filming a lot of videos and being on camera and taking photos and just working out a lot and not wanting to have to wear makeup. Like all of it was something that affected me. And, you know, even just in the beauty industry, the pressure is high, you know, and I wish it wasn't that way, but it just is. And so the more that it's things that I don't have to worry about, the better. So there's already enough to worry about. So I was talking with Lynn. She got an LED machine in her little spa, and she used it on me after a facial one day. And I was like, okay, Lynn, let's like talk. What do I need to do? Like, I'm so tired of like having breakouts and the redness and everything. Like, just tell me what I need to do. Like, should I be doing more IPLs? Should I do a chemical peel? Should I take antibiotics? Like, should I go to the dermatologist? What should I do? Because it was weird. I was kept on getting it, like, it would be this section for a while, and then it'd be this section, and I just never could get it clear. And that was even with regularly getting facials. I mean, imagine if I wasn't, it would be even worse. So she was like, honestly, Nikki, it's LED. Like, LED lights are the future. And I was like, what is an LED light? Tell me more. So she used it on me, and we talked about it. And I was like, well, how is this effective? Should I be coming to you once a week and using this machine, or what should I do? Because I had started to kind of see them, and especially in the handheld style. And she's told me, well, because she knows me very well, and she was just like, well, you could buy one for yourself. Like, honestly, for you and what you do, it would be highly effective to actually just own a machine in your house. And I was like, okay, well, like, what is it? Like, a couple $100? And she's like, yeah, more like 15 or 1600. And I was like, okay, all right. And she sent me home. She sent me like a lot of websites to look over and research to do, and just, put it in my hands. So naturally, as I am, I got obsessed over it. I studied everything I could read, and by the next morning, not even 24 hours later, I was texting her like, give me the link. I want to buy this machine. I want it now. Like, I want it yesterday. And I bought it. And I got the machine, and I started using it, and I saw major results immediately after I started using it. And I was like, I can't even believe this, because I've done so many different treatments and tried so many different things, and you hope and you pray that what you use actually works, but to visibly see results that quickly, I was like, oh my. And then I got obsessed with it. And in the beginning, I literally used it every day. And now I don't need to as often, but I definitely use it a few times a week. So I'm trying to explain this the best that I can. And this is kind of a long video, but it's also something that's not to take lightly. And so I'm just going to give you all the information. So originally LED was used, it was used with NASA and astronauts, and what they were finding is when they were in space, the body and illness, they weren't able to heal in space, so they started using light therapy, and they were healing. And that could be anything from aches and pains to inflammation to bruises to wounds not healing. Any of it, the LED light was fixing. So they started to do more research on it, and basically what it means, what low-level light therapy means, it's the application of specific wavelengths of light energy to tissue to obtain therapeutic benefits. The energy delivered is then used to improve cellular performance. Low-level LED therapy can be delivered through light-emitting diode, which is LED, devices or cold lasers, and has a variety of applications across many medical fields. The treatment is non-invasive, painless, requires no recovery time, and can be used on all skin types. So even, let's see if you can see, I'm trying, I don't know, sorry. I don't know if you can see this here, but that is just a graph, and you can see how far down the layers of the skin that the light is able to penetrate. So then they started studying it for acne, and basically what happens with the LED light for acne is that it kills the bacteria, and bacteria is what causes acne. So basically it obviously you don't use any products, it's just straight light therapy that you're doing, and it destroys the acne causing bacteria, and it clears up your existing blemishes, but it also helps prevent future breakouts. And I can't even describe, if you suffer from acne, you know how it feels. So this is taken 8 weeks after this, using the Soluma twice a week, and you can see the before and after. I know that's a screen and a screen, so it's harder to see, but hopefully you can see that. And I mean, my heart goes out to these people. I've never had acne that bad, but I know how much it can affect your self-esteem and just everything. And so it's incredible after 2 months of using this twice a week, the difference. And that's life-changing. You know, think about people going to see dermatologists, taking really harsh chemicals and drugs to try to get rid of. And it's just, man, so it's life-changing. I don't know what else to say about it. And then with anti-aging, basically because there's an anti-aging setting, so the wavelengths are scientifically proven to stimulate fibroblasts to increase collagen and elastin. And so basically it makes your skin more youthful, glowing, and it just helps pump up the collagen, so you're not going to have as many wrinkles. And again, I don't know, I'm trying to see if you can see that, the before and after. And again, this is after 8 weeks using it twice a week. So it's just, I don't know what more to say. This machine, if you get the one that's the like esthetician or medical grade machine, which is the one I got, also has a third setting for pain management. And that I've used it when I had a sports injury around my leg. I've used it on bruises. I've used it on sore back. It works for all of that. So it's just this machine that you can use for everything. It's incredible. So I want to show you what the machine looks like. I have it here. I guess I could plug it in too so you guys can see the lights. And so, as I said before, I went all in. I spent $1,600 on this machine, but they do have 3 options. So I don't know if they had the 3 options or I just went all in. But this is what the machine looks like. So it's flexible, and it actually it can completely flatten out. And this is the panel here. So I've got my little remote control here. You can turn it on, power button, and then you choose acne, wrinkles, or aches and pains. So I switch between acne and wrinkles because I'm 34 almost. So you can see how it's been great for the anti-aging, but also acne, it got rid of all of my acne and all my spots, like my sunspots and my aging and just the spots left over from acne. So that's incredible. And then you just hit start and voila, light turns on. And this one doesn't need a stand. This is the biggest one that they have. The range of, it's 15 by 8 inches. So basically what I do is like this. Okay, you want it as close to your face as you possibly can. And what I've found to be the best, because it stays on for 30 minutes and you want to keep it on for that entire time, is I actually set my alarm for 30 minutes before I need to get out of bed. So we could call it my snooze. And I have it all ready the night before, so I just turn it on, put it around my face, and go back to sleep for 30 minutes. And I fall asleep with it on. Now, it does come with goggles, like the little tanning bed ones that you can wear, but you actually don't need to wear, it doesn't harm your eyes. So if that doesn't bother you, it doesn't bother me. And weirdly enough, with the light, you just get used to it, and it puts me back to sleep. I'm in this little cocoon. Also, I could tend to be a bit claustrophobic, but this, for some reason, I think because I have the control, it doesn't bother me at all. So that's the easiest way I've found to use it. Maybe if you want to try it at night for 30 minutes while you're falling asleep, but I just don't like the idea of falling asleep with it on and then waking myself up to take it off. So the morning for me makes more sense. Now keep in mind, I'm single, so I'm not dealing with partner laying next to me and being like, babe, what's on your face? But I feel like whoever I end up with will actually love that part of me too. And he'll probably be trying to steal it as well. But that's just a side note. So if you're newly dating someone, you know, you might have to ease your way into the LED, but whatever. They gotta like you for who you are. And I'm the crazy like beauty skincare girl. So I've already accepted that. So is my family. So that's the LED light. What I do want to tell you is it does come in two other versions. There's the Soluma Light, and it's 14 by 6. The Pro is 15 by 8. This one is $995, but it comes with these little stands that you have to put the light into, so it's not as convenient as this one where it just flexes around your head. But if that's the only thing that's making it that much less expensive, I think that's the way to go. And it's not much smaller as far as the area that it covers. And then they also have the Soluma Home, which is $695, but I've been getting emails that they're doing a deal for $599. And that one is also 14 by 6, but here's the key. It's for wrinkles and pain, but not acne. So if you're in my age range or deal with flare-ups from time to time, for me, the acne was the biggest thing. So I would stick with the $995. I feel like I'm being such a salesperson, but I'm not. That's why I didn't talk about this for so long. And I have nothing to do with this company. I wish I did. I wish I had my own light, but I don't. And I just care about what's best for you guys. So you need to know this. Here's the other thing that I want you to know. There's a lot of LED lights out there. I'm sure you've seen them. You've seen like the Jason mask ones. You've seen the handhelds. So they're not all created equal, and that's the other big emphasis I have, is that I've used this one. I know it works. Lynn told me about it. She did all the studying between all the different companies, because not all of the bulbs are created equally, and that this is an investment, obviously, so you want to make sure that you're putting your money towards the best thing. I would hate for you to buy a couple $100 machines that don't have this same result. So I can only speak on behalf of this machine because that's what I've used. But that's what you need to know, because she was like, Nikki, if you're gonna buy the machine, buy this one. Trust me on that. And I completely trust her knowledge. So there's that, okay? And that's kind of it for the Soluma. Okay. So the 30 minutes a day is a must. Now, I went psycho, and even Lynn was like, I think it was because I was so excited because I was like, things were improving, and I was like, oh, I'm not dealing with waking up with a new zit. Like, this is amazing. And so I was using it every day for 30 minutes, and literally within a month, everyone that would run into me, they're like, what is going on with your skin? Like, what? And I was stoked because people were noticing, and you can see the glow. It's insane. But it was from the light. So I was just like, oh my God, I'm using this light. It's amazing. And so but then Lynn was like, you might need to back up a little bit. Like, you really don't need to use it that often. And it doesn't really say anywhere on the website what the recommended usage is, but I'm guessing, well, from that photo, they were using it twice a week. Maybe when you get it, if you get it, try 4 times a week. I'm such a light pusher. I'm like, oh, it's fine. I mean, I live to tell the tale. But the only thing I've noticed, and this is probably from my overusing, that I think if my skin is a little bit more sensitive, let's say, if I scratch it or something, I feel like it's thinner. Like, I can actually create like even if I do get a blemish here and there, I have to be really careful because I feel like the skin will break a lot easier. So that's the thing to keep in mind. So that's probably from my overusing, but that would be the only side effect. But what she suggested, which is really smart, and I've started to do, but really just recently, is I've been switching off, and so I'll do it also on my chest and on my neck. And I just got a mole removed a week ago, and the 2 times that I used it on my chest, I really saw quicker improvements on the healing of this as well, because it heals everything. So you can literally use it everywhere. It's insane. So I feel like that's like my long infomercial. I've been meaning to tell you guys about this for a long time, and I feel like with the skincare that I'm using, it just really penetrates that product deeper into my skin and makes it work that much better. But I do use it without anything on, or from the night previous. If I put something on before I go to bed, I don't, if it's something active, I wipe my skin off with a wipe before I put the machine on. But if it's just a moisturizing or an anti-aging serum, then I just put the machine on. What I mean by active is anything that's salicylic acid, glycolic acid, sulfur. One time I made the mistake of, I had put some sulfur mask on my cheeks, and I think I wiped it off, but still from the night previous I had the sulfur on, and then I put the light on, and it just made, which means it helped penetrate the product more, but it burned, like it made me look like I had a sunburn. And sulfur can do that if you're not careful, but on top of it with the light, it was like an explosion. So you do have to be careful of that. But honestly, the more you use the light, the less you'll even have to use super active acne ingredients. It probably will just be more moisturizing and anti-aging, anti-pollution. So now I'm going to tell you about option 2. If option 1 is just not even realistic for you, I'm going to tell you option 2. Option 2 is also something I mentioned before in my last video. So this is the Tri-Light from Skin Inc. I'm a huge Skin Inc. fan. I've known them for years, but kind of, I get distracted. I get a lot of products, so I hadn't used it in a while. I started using it again, and man, it's amazing. So but this light is new. I just got this actually before my trip. Now, extra me, because I knew I was going to be gone for almost 2 weeks, I packed my LED, my big one, this big boy. I packed it with me because it just flattens out at the bottom of my suitcase. I'm sure the maids think it's something crazy when they come into my room, but that's fine. And so I packed the big one, but I've been using that less. I'm weaning off of it so often. So I've been using this in the morning to prep my skin for the day. And it's like a little mini facial. Obviously, we don't always have time for that, but even if you do on the weekends or at night with your skincare on before you go to bed, it's amazing. So this is Skin Inc's Tri-Light. So they have one separate light function that the big one doesn't have. It's the yellow light, which is for glow. So they call it chromotherapy. So basically what they're doing, this is a Tri-Light. It has 3 lights, red, yellow, and blue. And again, they're bringing together the technology of NASA, and it's a low frequency therapy stimulation. It boosts the absorption of active ingredients from under 50% to up to 90%. So this is kind of an ingredient penetrator. So you either want to use this morning or night. Like I said, I don't put ingredients on my skin products before the big light. So that's kind of the difference. So what they're saying here is that you're able to take the customization into your hands, and it will penetrate those products deeper, and it shows the light penetration starting from blue to yellow to red being the strongest, and it goes, but all of them go down the layers of the skin past the epidermis. So what they're also saying is that it regenerates skin cells, helping them increase their metabolism and encourage blood and lymphatic circulation, which is amazing. That helps with, puffiness in the skin. And it penetrates topical application of products and active ingredients by 90%, which is major. So also, it's kind of one of those things that if you are investing in expensive products, why not really get more use out of them by including a light on top of it? And I believe, I'm gonna search right now because I want to be accurate with pricing, since I'm sure you're wondering how much it costs. I think it's around 250, but don't quote me until I tell you right now. 265. But then I'm seeing it, well, that's on Nordstrom's, 265. They have it on eBay for cheaper, but I probably would not buy it there. So I would, if you're gonna invest in something like this, definitely buy it from a good source. And I just want to tell you quickly about each light. So the red LED renews and repairs damaged skin cells, increases collagen and elastin production. So that's the red, and it has the high frequency in the center as well. And it's basically helps, oh, sorry, they call it low frequency, not high frequency, but it's basically going to help shape your face, make it more lifted and contoured, and help with water retention. And the optimize of the low frequency also boosts absorption of the active ingredients. So this machine has the added benefit of the low frequency, which is that little thing in the center, which obviously the big light doesn't have. Then we've got the yellow LED, which is this one here, and that's for glow. It revives dull skin for a brighter complexion. And then we've got the blue, which is here. This one always looks really weird when you put it on the face in camera. And this alleviates acne, oily, or congested skin, and it can calm skin sensitivity. So, and then they kind of do this little photo, let's see, here, of a face and kind of the ways that you can use the different light on different sections of your face. And this light is a 10-minute treatment, so it's much less than the big light. So the only big difference I would say too is that according to what Lynn has told me, with LED you really need to keep it on for a long time to really get all the benefits. So obviously this big one is 30 minutes, but if you think about it, I'm getting my entire face the whole entire time. This, you're only being able to get whatever section it's on at that given moment. So you can see, I think absolutely you will see results using this. But if you want to really go for it and really see major results, the bigger light obviously is going to give that to you, but it also comes at a bigger price tag. So those are kind of your options. But also think about it if you are married or you have roommates or you have kids that suffer from acne and you've tried a lot of different, I know for me, if I had a son or daughter that suffered from acne, I would in a heartbeat get the big Soluma Pro, because nothing is more devastating. I mean, when you're a kid in school, it's just, kids are mean. So it definitely is something that can really affect self-esteem. I've studied skin since I was 12, actually. I went to my first esthetician when I was 12, and through school would do research projects about skin and how it affects you. And so it's always been something I really care about, and probably why it's something I talk about so much and also share with you guys and obsess over myself also. But yeah, so back to what I was saying is basically, if you have people around you, you could definitely share it with other people as well. And that would help with price. Or you just say whatever and you treat yourself like I did. So that's all I think I want to say about the light therapy. I think I gave you a lot of information, but if you're interested, you've probably wanted to see this entire video. And I just know now whatever products I do use, it just makes it that much better. So I'm just such a huge believer. And actually, I went to this conference in Los Angeles probably 5 or 6 months ago. It was by a man named Dave Asprey that does the Bulletproof. He came up with the Bulletproof coffee. But this conference was called it's called biohacking. And it was so interesting because it basically, you go around to all the different booths, and what were they showing? LED lights infrared lights. That was in infrared saunas. That was such a big push in the kind of cutting edge health market. And they had LED beds. LED beds. And I about lost my mind. The friend that I was with, I was like, I want one. I don't know where I'm gonna put it, but I want one. And he was just dying. He's like, Nikki, you're a psycho. And then I went and sat in the infrared sauna, and they have like a portable one for the house. And I was like, I want that too. I'm highly affected by, I love infomercials. I love people that know about their machines, and I will try it. I definitely, like, I belong on the Home Shopping Network, I think, as someone buying, because I love all of that stuff. But, you know, if you know your source, then whatever. But don't get me wrong, you will probably, at some point in my life, I will have an LED room, because I think it's like Benjamin Button. Like, I think I'm actually aging in reverse, which is amazing. Especially when I start looking back at older photos, I'm like, whoa, like, I don't have any spots. I don't have any sunspots. Things look more plump. I don't have as many wrinkles, and I don't have acne. So whatever this stuff is doing, it's legit. So I bet you this video is 20 minutes. My apologies. And that's all I'm going to say. Oh, just kidding. One more thing. With the handheld. So what you want to do is obviously use products. So I used my serum that is custom. It's called My Daily Dose with Skin Ink. So you go and put in, asks you all this information about your skin, and then it basically mixes 3 different main ingredients together to make your own. So I put this on my skin before I use the Tri-Light, and then I also use this pure serum mist, and it's infused with hyaluronic acid and onsen water. So, because sometimes as you get going, the full 10 minutes, your skin starts to kind of dry out. And so, not that it pulls, but you just want to kind of keep it moving. So I found that any sort of hydrating spray works really well. So that is what I had told you earlier in the video, that I had on the illuminating moisturizer and CC cream, not CC cream, what is this? Oh, brightening serum. From By Terry, but before that I used this machine with these 2 products. So, okay, I'm done. LED for life. I love LED. I want to be LED. And by the way, they are now also selling LED for help with hair growth. So you can also put this on your head and help stimulate the scalp for hair growth. So just one more reason why everybody needs LED in their life. I can't get enough. Okay, I'm done. I can talk about this for hours. Ask my friends when they go to dinner with me. They're like, can we not talk about LED lights for once? Okay, so I've been hiding this big secret from you from a long time, but now I'm not. So, okay, I love you guys. Have a nice day, night, wherever you are, and I will see you soon. Bye.